friends, this is the MrsVolfie from our half-acre homestead with a tea break. You're probably going to hear barking and all kinds of stuff in the background because Daddy just got home from work and Gracie's all excited. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of tea breaks and you guys have been really patient, and I'm going to share a little bit with what's going on in my life right now. Not a whole lot, because guess what? A lot of my stuff I just can't share. I just can't, because it's just way too personal in my everyday life. And you guys get a lot of me. You get a lot of me. But as I've said before, it's been a really rough winter. You know, I can't tell you what a screw up in my medication did to me. It's just beyond, beyond pleasant, way beyond pleasant. And our land deal is put on hold because it just kind of blew up in my, in our faces. And not because we weren't ready, not because we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and not because we didn't have the money. Because stuff is going on with the people that are wanted to sell us the land, and they may not have the right to sell us the land because of stuff's going on. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, folks. So if I'm not happy and bouncing and talking about our half-acre homestead plus, because, well, right now it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we're just going to let it go for now and let things settle down, and we will approach it hopefully from another angle. But it may take another year, may take 6 months, may not happen at all. When I say I've had a rough winter, it has been really rough. And that's why I haven't been behind the camera or in front of the camera much, because it's taken a toll on me. You folks get to see me every day, or up until recently, every day in one form or another. I'm always in front of the camera. You get to see me. And I've got to know a lot of you really, really well. And I'm so blessed to have so many of you loving and supporting people in my life. Please do not get me wrong. But it's exhausting. And I've taken a lot of crap in the last 7 years, 8 years that I have been doing this. And I get wonderful emails and wonderful support. And then there are days when I get crappy emails and I get people telling me that I wouldn't be fat if I just tried this diet, or I would be healthier if I just tried that diet, or I would be pain-free if I just did this, or have I tried that? Folks, you guys are like a tsunami of love, and I do understand. But believe me when I tell you, I do everything I can to make my life run smoother. And Howard does 120% every single day just to make me feel like I'm functional. So when I get an email, I've had people trolling. I had a person troll me for 2 years and sabotage my channels and my name and everything else because I killed a goat on camera, or we killed a goat on camera. It's been a long haul, but sooner or later, when you get enough negative stuff thrown at you, it starts to stick, no matter how much you try and shake it off. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm whining. I'm not. I'm just trying to give you guys a bit more of a snapshot of what it's like to be me, okay, for a day. I got an email yesterday. This is just an example. I got an email yesterday from a lady who's a licensed hairdresser. And if you remember my last Sunday update, and I was cracking jokes about my crappy haircut because I did it myself, right? Because I got tired. of going to hairdressers. And I'm going to share some of this email with you, and then I'm going to answer every single one of her questions, and hope like hell that anybody else who has an idea out there that I'm trying deliberately to hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm being offensive or nasty to anybody else, please, before you write that negative email, you walk a mile in my moccasins, please, and think twice. You know, I've been sober for almost 20 years, and it took a long time for me to learn something called restraint of pen and tongue. Hey dear, took a long time. And so the email, or the video I had already made was really rough, really full of anger and hurt feelings, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to hope that from this point on, if somebody has something negative to say, please think about it, sleep on it, because you really don't know me as well as you think you do. And it's really not fair that you feel comfortable enough that you can start taking strips off me for something you know nothing about. Hi, Bev. I've been a hairdresser, a licensed hairdresser, and actively working for the past 37 years. God, I wish I could. I wanted to be a hairdresser. Glad I didn't become a hairdresser, because my body would not have been able to withstand standing on my feet all day. I take a little offense by some of your comments. Do you do everything perfect the first time you do it? Well, folks, you all know that, doctors bury their mistakes. MrsVolfie feeds hers to the pigs. You all have seen my mistakes. So, of course, I don't do everything perfect the first time. That's a really nasty question, right? That's a stab. Perhaps you shouldn't shop hop and have a different hairdresser for every haircut you get. You should revisit the last one and let her know what you liked and what you didn't. I thought your hair looked great the last haircut. Okay, my haircut looked horrible the last time. Okay, I had 3-tone hair. Shop hopping? I was 12 when I went to my first hairdresser. I'm not even going to go back that far. For the last 15 years, I have had one hairdresser do what I ask. Do I shop hop? Hell no. I spent 2 years going to the same bloody hairdresser, hoping against hope every 8 to 10 weeks he would listen to me and cut my hair the way I asked him to. But he was an artist. And for $45 every visit, and that included tip, for $45, I got to tell him what I wanted and had him do what he thought would look best, because he was an artist. That's fine. So, shop hopping? No, that's not me. Then I would go to First Choice Haircutters or Magic Cuts or whatever. That wasn't working. So then, as my health deteriorated, I only have so many stops. You can ask anybody who shops with me. I only have so many times in one day that I can get in and out of a vehicle and walk through, or God willing, they have an electric cart, go through a shopping mall or a shop or a department store. I have 3 of those trips in me. That means if I have to get out and go into the bank, that is one less place I get to shop at. If I have to stop and pick up my mail, that is one less place I can get out of the vehicle to shop at. Okay? So, shop hopping and me, that's that phrase, those words do not belong together in the same sentence. I would go, if I was going to Walmart and my hair had gotten to the point where I just couldn't stand it anymore, I would say, okay, I can get a certain amount of groceries at Walmart. I can get the staples for my stapler, the paper for my pens, and there's a hairdresser. That's 3 trips in one. So I would go to Walmart. And in 15 years of all this shop hopping, I have had one hairdresser, one that did exactly as I asked and I was happy with. And when I went back to get her again, she was already moved on to a better salon and didn't leave a forwarding number. And the revolving door of hairdressers in Walmart began again. So please don't accuse me of shop hopping. Okay? Let's see. Are you explaining yourself when you're sitting in the chair? Well, I'm pretty sure I just covered that, but I'll tell you exactly what I tell every single hairdresser for the last 10 years. I have a YouTube channel, I have animals, I have gardening, I have canning to do, and all summer long, because I have heat issues, I'm in and out of my pool. I don't have time for mousses, gels, sculpting clays, hairspray, blow dryers, and curling irons. I want short, tidy, and wash, fluff, and go. That's all I want. I don't want to look like a rock star. I just want my hair to be tidy. And no one ever seems to be able to get it right. So, do I explain myself? Absolutely. Am I a difficult customer? No. And you know what? I tip every single time, whether I'm happy with my haircut or not, because some hairdressers, crappy or not, seem to think that that is their right to have a tip when they haven't done a proper job. Let me see. Oh, your second to the last comment was, I did a better job, if not better, than my last haircut, and I didn't have to pay anyone $25 to do it. What is wrong with that statement? My hair may be off-put in some places, but it sure looks a heck of a lot tidier and it's much more manageable. So did I do a better job? Yeah, I hacked it up, but I came a hell of a lot closer to getting my hair the way I want it than 15 years worth of hairdressers have done. And lastly, I really don't care what I look like. If you really don't care, then perhaps you should grow your hair into a ponytail. Ask my husband. I had a ponytail for years. My ponytail was so thick that I had to have special hair ties for it. Look at my hair now. I am 53 years old. I had gastric bypass 12 years ago. I have fibromyalgia, joint issues, and a weight issue. Growing my hair into a ponytail has not happened in years, not since my gastric bypass, because my hair started to fall out and has never regained its former thickness. So, ponytails are out. Anyway, my point is, people, for all the people who do care and send me all this wonderful advice about my weight, I would be much healthier if I went on this diet. I would lose weight if I went on this diet. I would be pain-free if I went on that diet. Have I tried these natural drugs, these natural methods? Folks, nobody knows my body better than me. Nobody. And if it's out there, I've tried it, or it's been too expensive to try. If I took every diet advice everybody ever gave me for my health, and I'm not saying don't give me advice and don't care. What I am saying is there are 48,000 of you out there that talk to me on a semi-regular basis. And many, many, many of you have said the same things over and over again. I am chemically sensitive. I am food sensitive. I have very little choices in my life. And when I do change something in my diet for a treat, for instance, I pay for it. I've been sick for 2 days because on the weekend when I made the lasagna, I got store-bought grocery store donuts. I've been sick ever since. So folks, restraint of pen and tongue. If you can't say anything nice, and don't tell me I'm not saying anything nice. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm just telling the truth. I've had one good haircut in 15 years. So I had a doctor who I had for 10 years move out of the district and dump me on another doctor who didn't look at my charts before she started changing my medication. That made a really, really drastic and bad upheaval in my life for months. Please, those of you who love and care, I just love your love and support. I really, really do. But folks, if I've in some way inadvertently offended anybody with some of the things I've said, I'm not going to lie to you. That's the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not going to share every single detail of my life with you, but I don't lie. Yes, this haircut that I hacked off myself is better than the last haircut I got. I had to wear a hat for the first week. So, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, nothing I say to you is supposed to be offensive. It's just where I'm coming from. Okay? This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, it's been a rough winter, and I love you guys, and I don't intend to hurt anybody's feelings. So, if I say something that you find offensive, unless you know all the answers and you know what I'm going through, suck it up, baby, because I suck it up for you guys every single day. And then I hold it all in and I blow you a big mwah. God bless. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.